It is day 13 of our 21-day challenge. Today I would like to spend some time on vulnerability. It is one of my top 5 values and a practice that I invite all my clients to as we journey towards personal value-based leadership and the art of personal mastery. I used to struggle with this concept of vulnerability, to take off the mask and expose myself. I was living with this misunderstanding that it is best to not reveal too much of me. I was back then not in touch with who I really am. I felt like hiding and to give off the impression that Karina is perfect. She has to be, right? That is the story I told myself. It was a lonely place to be, isolated in this illusion of perfection. Pretending that I'm doing great. Underneath was all the anxiety bottled up. I never let people too close. Nobody really knew about my inner world. It was my hideout. I remember it as if it was yesterday when I had my first breakthrough on the journey of vulnerability. It was back in 2009. My son's primary school teacher became the one to push that button when he challenged my son's readiness to attend high school. It opened up many years of locked up energy, old stories of abandonment and betrayal. The best gifts don't come in wrapping. They present themselves as challenges. In the responsible individual, we call them challenges with a purpose. They test you, they stretch you, and they crack you open so that you can begin to breathe again and live the life you're meant to live. I remember it as if it was yesterday when I confronted the teacher in the schoolyard after our meeting. I was conscious about the storm inside of me, conscious that I had been invited into a deeper space in me. I paused and looked at him. I didn't say anything at first. Tears were rolling down my cheeks. I've never shown vulnerability to anyone in public before this day in the schoolyard. I just stood there. After a few long moments, I said to him, "I know this is not really about you." And I paused. The incident today, well, actually, it started with a jacket last week, has opened something deep inside of me. And I stand here in front of you, completely naked. I don't know what it means yet, but I just feel so incredibly sad. I owned my pain and I allowed him to see me. That day in the schoolyard, I stood fully exposed. The teacher was just a mirror. It became the beginning of a huge shift in my life. Everything changed from that moment, profoundly. It had revealed something in me that had never been revealed before. The release had created more space in me. There was an opening, and those who sat with me in session from that day on felt it. It was almost as if it gave them permission to go to that place within themselves. I could feel their blockages more deeply, their wounding, and gently held space for them to touch upon them, to risk to speak about them, and to become more naked. Now it's your turn. What is your story? What are the challenges knocking on your door to help you open yourself up to your greatness? Have you allowed the gift of vulnerability in your life yet?